We're almost there. Okay, so as I said, it's a fairly intense agenda. But please ask me questions. Pardon?
When it's intense, it tends to get overwhelming.
Does everybody agree with that? If I go too fast, too quick,
Yes,
is it
but
overwhelming? Hello,
yeah.
Ruth. Hello, Ruth.
Hello, Terry.
Good to see you. How's Newcastle?
Thank you.
So this is a bit of a potpourri of things. This was pointed out to me, and I thought this was well worth doing. Equal honours or attendant honours. When you have a choice of touching honours to play, e.g. you've got the ace king or the king queen jack, which honour should you play first? Now, I used to always play the jack, thinking they don't know I've got the king and queen. But it's pointed out to me, so I used to think that they're all equal honours. So in one sense, it does not matter which one, whether you play the king, the queen, or the jack. But it does matter. You've got to get into the habit of playing the top card of the sequence. So in this one here, king, queen, jack, I was playing the jack, but you should be playing the king. And the reason is very simple. And once you see the reason, you'll always do it. And the reason is, if the suit is hidden from the opponents, i.e. the king, queen, jack's in the declarer's hand, then the opponents normally do not know about your strong holding. And the best way to keep it a secret is to play the top card of the sequence. Now, this is not a major issue, but it's just a small edge. And in bridge, small edges is what gets you the extra trick. So I was thinking about this, and the way I remember it is by having little memory joggers. And so I think playing the highest of touching honours of a sequence is camouflage. So I just repeat that. So don't play the bottom card of touching honours and give your secret away. So if you've got in your hand, your declarer, you've got ace, king, queen, and you know they're equal honours, and the trick comes around to you in that suit, I would have played the queen. But they're suggesting you play the top honour, the ace, keep the opposition guessing where the king and queen is. I think that's a really good little secret. So put that into your toolbox of things to do.
That's not when you're on lead though, Terry.
No.
Well,
So on lead, but it's basically the same principle when you're on lead, because if you've got a sequence, you play the top of the sequence. So you got king, queen, jack on lead, you play the king, but it's telling you, your partner, the most important thing ever, that you got the queen underneath.
Yeah, different logic.
Yeah, it's a different logic when they lead the suit to you. So yeah, play the top card. I just want to go through this. Establish your tricks early. So often, inexperienced players typically cash every trick in sight to hold on to the lead as long as they can. Now, all you guys are experienced players and you wouldn't do that, but I sometimes fall into that trap, is going for it. But the correct approach is to establish your tricks as early as possible, which means you give up the lead early in the hand. So do not be afraid to lose the lead. You often see good players, if you're playing in no trumps and you're trying to suck the ace out of a particular suit, they'll hold up for the third round of the trick. So what I'm trying to say here is, when you do your plan as declarer, establish your tricks early. And the secret is this word. The reason why is that controls in the other suit will be there so you can win and regain the lead. The secret with establishing your tricks early is having controls in the other suit.
Terry,
So,
the flip side of that is where you don't have control in a suit and you know they've got a long run in it. You need to sort of go for broke with the tricks you've got, because once they get control, it's goodbyesville.
okay, so that's a good point. So what Derek said, if you haven't got controls in the other suits and you establish a suit, they can rip you apart. Now, how many times that's happened to me, and I'm sure all of you, where you go into 3 no trumps and they've got a long suit between them and take the first 5 tricks. So does everybody agree with that?
Yes. Yeah.
So if you incorrectly, but bridge is judgmental. If you use up all your controls to win early tricks, then when you need your controls to get the lead back to cash the established winners, you can't do so because there are no controls left. So if you're doing your plan and you can see that you've got controls with aces or secondary controls with kings, then you may establish your suit. So establish your tricks early and you're looking for controls. So that leads me into controls. And controls are very, very, very important. A synonym for controls is stoppers. You control a suit when you hold a top card in that suit, and that's usually the ace, but it doesn't necessarily have to be the ace. If you hold the second best card.
Are you online? I mean, are you on, Terry?
Yeah. Is everybody hearing me?
Yes. Yes.
Good.
Yes.
Elizabeth, are you hearing me?
No, I'll tell Terry that you can't get on.
Who?
Okay, bye.
So your controls are very important. Controls equal stoppers. If you hold the second best card, which is a king, or the third best card in the suit, they're secondary controls. So if you had, if you've got a king XX, if the ace goes, well, the king is your control. So controls aren't necessarily aces, secondary control. So the situation Derek described, I'd be looking if I've got second or third control to take into consideration. But so when you have control in a suit, you can stop the opposition from cashing tricks in that suit. I mean, that's obvious. So if you're in opposition and you're trying to beat their contract, a great technique is the opposition will drive out your controlling cards. And I mean, that happens against us all the time. Is once they see dummy and they can see that there's a control there, one of the partners in the opposition will try and drive out that control, even though they're losing the trick. And that common sense is also too where if it's a trump suit and you're defending against them in a suit contract, then you often try and drive out their 1 or 2 trumps in dummy so that you can they lose control. So with controls, if you lose control of the suit, you're in danger of losing several tricks in the suit. So this is why it is so important to cling onto your controlling cards and only play them when forced to, so that you can establish your suits. Now, controls come up frequently in bridge. So if you're going to do a 1 no trump overcall, so the opposition open 1 club and I'm going to open 1 no trump overcall. For me to consider a 1 no trump overcall, I need 3 things. What are the 3 things I need?
Controlling their bid suits.
Yep. 3 things.
A balanced
15
hand.
to 18 points.
Yes, so all right. So Peter, you're right. You need a balanced hand, which we know that if it's got a short, it can only be one doubleton. We need 15 to 18. And I've said to you before, nobody can explain to me why it's 18 for an overcall, yet it's 17 for an opening one no trump. And the third thing is you need control of the opposition's opening suit. So they opened one club, I need control of that club. And if it's an ace, I'm very happy. But what if it's a king? It's a secondary controller. What if it's a queen? It's a third control. So I've got to consider whether I'm going to open one no trump. So,
Terry,
yes.
Anne can't get on.
And who?
Parry.
She's not in the waiting room.
No, she said she doesn't have the code.
Well, okay. Have you got a piece of paper there, Elizabeth?
No, but I'll try.
I want you to. Can you get a bit of paper and I'll tell you what it is. And
Okay.
okay, so the passcode. So the meeting ID is this number 77 45 24 56 38. So I repeat, the meeting ID that you all logged in is 77 45 24 56 38. The passcode is lowercase f for Freddie, S for Simon, C for Charlie, the number 6, A for America, U for Union.
Capital low.
They're all lowercase. Lower F, lower S.
America.
So I repeat, the passcode is lower F, lower S, lower C, the number 6, lower A, lower U. And as soon as they get into that, I will see them come into the waiting room. Thank you, Elizabeth.
I'm just reading out C, 6AU.
Read it again.
F, S for Sam, C for cat, 6A, U for umbrella.
Yes. Thank you. So controls come up there. So when you're exploring slam, you and your partner can show controls. And the really good players say to me, Kath Whidden says, showing controls in slam is a much better approach than using Blackwood. Now, there's some background noise going on somewhere. I'm going to mute you all, and you've got to take yourself off to talk. Okay?
Yep.
So when you're exploring slam,
Terry, you've muted yourself. We can't hear you.
We've lost you, Terry.
He's muted himself. I'll send him a text. He's lost.
I'm unmuted. Look,
Yeah.
Terry, we can't hear you.
Yeah, I've done the same. He's muted himself. Someone have to send a text to him.
Okay.
See if I can send him a text.
Terry.
I'll put a sign up. Hey, Terry.
What's happening?
Sorry? Another person did it as well.
I know, but just
It'll come out back from the one.
Oh, not here.
read on that. Trying to fix it.
Right?
Is Terry John Murphy trying to fix it?
No.
Has everyone got the US Navy band up?
Yeah.
I can
Yes.
see it, but I can't hear it.
Let's go some patches.
It's on his one, it's
Yeah,
Terry's
yeah.
screen, not ours. Terry's unmuted himself. Or muted himself.
No, it's on mute.
Yeah, but we
We
can't
can't
hear
hear
it.
you.
I thought-
Yeah.
We're not-
I've tried to call him, but he's not answering his phone. I've left a message.
Okay.
Yeah, I just rang him. He's not answering, obviously.
What about a text?
There's really somebody sent one already.
It can't be that slow. This is the right way to write.
I don't think he'll look at a text either.
Well, why doesn't he look at my sign that I put up? We can't hear you.
I don't know. Has he got all these pictures on the top like we have or not? I don't know.
Well, he can see us. And if I put that in front of me.
Yeah, but you're writing back the front.
No, it's not for him, it isn't. It's back to front for me, not for him.
He's taken his headphones off now. Yeah. He's got to look at the phone to get a text. I sent one, but
Yeah.
Here's a suggestion. Let's all wave together.
Back.
he's
Okay.
going.
Ready, steady, let's
Terry,
wait.
Fidel, you
Oh, it's
muted on the Zoom this morning. Thanks, bye.
Yeah, I've left a message. Oh, yeah,
You're gone now.
No, he's gone.
he's gone. Here he is, back again.
I don't see him.
Now,
Yeah, he's got his headphones on again.
Oh, I think I think.
Terry. He's not talking anymore. No more.
1, 2, 3. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can now.
Okay, you can hear me.
We haven't heard you for about 10 minutes.
You muted yourself.
No. It's gone again.
Hi, Vivian. I said your stage now. Oh, Karen.
Right. Okay.
You click on it.
Why would I do
Okay,
that?
I don't know.
You just sit quiet and bring thoughts about it.
Okay, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Can hear you.
I'll try this again.
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Everybody hear me? Okay.
Yes, you muted yourself.
No, I think the software muted it. So anyway, I told you the story of the Wellerman. So let's just see if you can hear this.
Liam better leave.
And Anne still can't get on. He's going to watch the video.
No.
We can't hear that.
We can't hear it, Terry.
Righto. Can anybody hear it?
I can hear you, Terry.
You can hear
Can
you, but not the
No,
band.
he's asking, can you hear the band?
You can't hear the band.
No.
No.
I can hear you.
So why? I'll just give me a maximum of a minute to try and see why this is not working. It worked last month.
I can see the band.
But nobody can hear it.
No.
But we can see you now.
Can you
Oh,
hear
this
it?
is-
Can you hear it?
Yeah, I can hear all you guys. And
Can
I can
you-
hear the
Oh,
music.
I can't hear Terry.
Turn off
I
the-
can hear all the music.
Oh,
Oh, I can hear him now. Okay, all righty. Thank you.
So
Bye.
that's a real sad thing because I've got some fabulous song clips. Liam's gave me a great one.
Well, let's forget about those today.
No, this is more important than the bridge. Sorry. I'm disappointed on that because I just said Liam's got a fabulous one, which is Rock and Roll by Led Zeppelin, which I wanted to play. Anyway, okay, we'll get onto the bridge. I'm going to try again that. Okay, so back to bridge. So here's some examples of some hands
Nothing to do with me.
I
we missed
played
that
during.
whole, Terry, we missed all that before. We've been mute for about 10 minutes.
Okay, so you've been mute since I tried to put that.
We haven't seen anything. No, we've been off for 10 minutes.
Okay, so the last thing you saw was me talking about controls.
Yes.
Correct.
Okay, so this is the next thing. I spent 10 minutes on that sea shanty. So this is just when I play some hands. I think if there's an interesting hand during the month, I'm going to pull it out and then put it here. And here's one of them. Partner opened one no trump. And I had a 2-suited hand with 5-4 in the majors and a strength of 8 total points. So what do I bid? Do I bid a Stayman or do I bid a transfer? And I know you've only got 6 minutes, so I wasn't sure I wasn't sure which one of these to do. So let's go through it. So I got computer problem. Okay, so that's caused that. Okay, so here's East. What's East going to open in this situation? What's East? Can you hear me?
Yeah,
We
one
can
no
hear you,
trump.
but we
One no
haven't
trump,
got your
one no
Why is it
screen.
going to open? Why is it going to open one no trump?
We haven't got a 5-card major.
I haven't got the screen.
Is everybody seeing?
Yeah, I can see it.
Who's not seeing it?
Gillian.
Yes, right.
Okay,
Right. So East
we're opening.
opens one no trump.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to get myself organised here. East opens one no trump. Agree. Everybody agrees.
Yeah.
15 high card points, balance 3-4-2-4. South passes, and I'm West.
Right.
There's my hand. What am I going to bid?
2 clubs.
Pardon?
2 clubs.
I would do the transfer.
2
Well,
clubs.
you've got two
Do a
clubs,
transfer.
or you got a transfer. So I've got to decide, what am I going to bid? My shape is, now here's a good thing, is it's 7 high card points, and you need 8 for a Stayman, but don't forget you can add the 5th spade as your length point. So what's the debate? What's the majority? Who say yes if you think I should open a Stayman? Yes.
Yes.
Stayman, yes.
Yes.
And those who think I should open a transfer, do a transfer, say yes.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so it's even Steven. So let's go through it. That's good. I have a 5-card spade suit. So should I transfer to spades by bidding 2 hearts?
Yeah.
I also have 4 hearts, so should I bid Stayman? Do I pass the Stayman test? Yes, I do. I've got equal or greater than 8 points when I add my length point. I've got 2 4-card majors, and I've got shortage, so I can do Stayman. My correct bid with 5-4 in the majors is to bid Stayman 2 clubs, which those that said Stayman 2 clubs is right. If partner replies with 4 of a major, we have a fit. So this is a case where by doing Stayman 2 clubs, I've got at least 4 spades and 4 hearts. So that if they come back with either of those, we've got a fit. But the secret of it is this. However, if the opening partner replies 2 diamonds, showing no 4-card major, excuse that, Ross, I rebid 2 spades. This shows partner I have 5 spades and 4 hearts. So partner, who is balanced, may have 3 spades, and we find the fit in spades. I mean, how good is that?
Mm.
So I'll repeat that. If you've got, in this situation here, me in West, I've got 5 spades and I've got 4 hearts. Now, if you ever get that and you've got the requirements for Stayman, you bid Stayman 2 clubs. And if the partner comes back with, so if opener comes back with either of the majors saying, yes, I've got 4 hearts or 4 spades, you've got a fit and you're happy. But if they come back, the opener comes back with 2 diamonds, then it's showing that the opener's got no 4-card major. So now you rebid 2 spades. And that tells partner that you started off with 5 spades and 4 hearts. If they've got 3 spades, they'd find a fit. I've got examples of that. So it's 2 clubs pass, 2 hearts.
Yeah.
So in this case here, the guy East came back with 2 hearts, so I've got to fit in hearts. I then revalue my hand, and I've got 7 high card points in my hand. I drop the length point, add the 3 shortage points for the singleton queen, gives me 10. I go straight to 4 hearts.
Yep.
On that particular hand, double dummy says East can make 4 hearts plus 1 or 4 spades. So just a summary of that. Stayman. So there's a 1 no trump opening. I wish I could get rid of this cross. I'm sorry, that's taking up my attention. If they're bidding Stayman, you know what Stayman is. 3 rules, equal to or greater than not. That's wrong, not 8 high card points, but total points. Because in that previous example, I only had 7 high card points, but I had a length point. Either 1 or both 4 card majors or higher. And 3, a shortage. 2 diamonds denies a 4 card major. Now, when the 2 club person comes back with 2 hearts, that is describing that East has a 2 suited hand with 5 hearts and 4 spades. So 3 hearts. West is saying, I'm the opener, but I've got 3 hearts. Partner, we've now got to fit in hearts. So by him going 3 hearts, it tells East there's a fit. And how high does West go in hearts? If he's only got 15 or 16 of the 17 high card points, he invites with 3 hearts. If he's got 17 high card points, he bids game, because for partner to do 2 clubs, he must have 8 points. So, I mean, that comes up more than you realise, much more than you realise.
Yeah, much more info.
Now, if in this case here the bidding goes 1 no trump, 2 clubs, 2 diamonds, East shows 2 hearts, and West, the opener, only had 2 hearts because it was the doubleton. They come back with 2 no trumps. And 2 no trumps is saying, as I've got here, sorry, partner, I know that you've got, 5 hearts, but I only have 2 hearts, so we've got no fit. I happen to have 15 of the 15 or 17 high card points, so I invite you to 3 no trumps with 2 no trumps. If you've got 8, you go to 3 no trumps. So does everybody understand it? I'm just going to drink water. Everybody understand that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
So that's important. So I just want you to remember, if you're playing somebody and you open 1 no trump, and your partner goes 2 clubs, Stayman, you respond 2 diamonds because you haven't got a 4 card major, then they go 2 of the major. That's telling you that responder was a 2 suited hand with 5 of the major they're repeating and 4 of the other. And if you've got 3, you've got to fit in the major, and then you either invite or go to game. If the doubleton is in the hearts in this case, then you invite with 2 no trumps or go to 3 no trumps. Righto. Here's an example I played in January. Now this was interesting. Okay, so there's South is the dealer and South passes. East and West are vulnerable. There's West's hand. Tell me, what is West going to open?
2 clubs.
2
2 no
clubs.
trumps.
2 clubs.
2 clubs. 2 clubs.
4,
Yeah, 2 clubs.
2 clubs.
2 no trumps.
Two clubs.
Go for no trumps, you got two double
I've got two double ones, yeah, just clubs.
2 clubs.
Two clubs.
Yeah.
Okay. Two clubs, yes.
Yep.
Because there's
Two clubs.
22 high card points.
Yeah. Yes.
One is 23, it's unbalanced, so you can't open two no trumps, so
Yeah.
opens two clubs.
Two clubs.
North passes. East. There's East. What is East going to do?
32.
Three
Go
clubs.
straight to 3 no trumps.
No, three, no.
They'll get it out. You know, you've got 6 tricks there, 7, 8 tricks, 9, 10.
Five points.
You're going to slam, aren't we?
We're in slam.
Yeah.
But I'm asking you what you're going to bid.
God only knows. God only knows.
Ah, get rid
I
of
go
these
straight
marks.
to 3 no trumps.
No,
Three
if
no
you do-
trumps.
But if you do that, it'll close it off.
No, it's gonna be
Exactly. If
four.
you bid three no trumps, Liam, that's a
Close it.
shutdown and partner will
Shutdown.
pass.
Yeah,
Um,
it's got to
So
be.
what are you going to bid?
four
First of
no
all, what's your
trumps.
response?
Four no
No,
trumps.
no.
Four
Not
What is
balanced.
your
It's not
what
balanced.
is your
clubs. Do
response?
Gerber. Four
No,
clubs.
listen. What is your response to two clubs?
4 clubs, do Gerber.
No.
Two diamonds.
What is the
Two-
standard
two
response
diamonds.
to a two
Two
club
Two
diamonds.
opening?
diamonds, but that's
Two
under 8
diamonds.
points.
So
Unless
it depends what you play with your
You've
partner.
got too many points, haven't we, for two diamonds?
So
I think you should
okay, what do you think?
Two
What do you
diamonds.
think we should bid?
do 3 clubs.
Three clubs. I disagree.
No.
in minor handout.
So you've got to have an arrangement with your partner. Whenever partner opens two clubs, number one, it is game forcing, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It is forcing the partnership to game.
Yeah.
Number two is that you don't know whether it's a balanced hand. So East doesn't know whether West is balanced or unbalanced. That is determined by West's second bid. So East has got two things here. It's either a negative response or a positive response. So the way that I play it with my partners is that if you've got 8 or more points, you bid a suit.
Yeah.
If you've got less than 8 points, you bid 2 diamonds.
Yes.
Yeah,
Does everybody agree with that?
Yes.
yeah, that sounds good.
Go to 4 clubs.
Yeah.
You have made it that. It's 8 points and good 5.
Do you go to 4 clubs?
Good 5 clubs with different clubs.
Now,
That's what I said right in the beginning.
yep. So I'm wrong on that. So have we got more than 8 points?
Yes.
Yes.
Therefore, we do not bid 2 diamonds.
Oh.
So that's how it goes through my mind. I look, as soon as he goes 2 club, I add up my points, add my length points, and here we've got 10 high card points and 2 length points.
Yeah.
So it's 12. So I do not bid 2 diamonds. Then it determines my shape of my hand. I'm a 1 suited hand with 6 clubs. Therefore, I show partner that I've got more than 8 points and my long suit is clubs. Agree?
Yes.
Yes.
That is called a positive response. And partner then knows you've got more than 8 points. South passes. Now, what is
now.
West going to do now? So West, let's go through it. West has got 22 high card points plus 1. Length is 23. He knows that the fact that partner East did a positive response, he's got 8 or more points.
Yeah.
23 plus 8 is 31.
Yeah.
A shade short of 32, 33 for a slam. But it is worth investigating.
Yeah.
So we do 4 no trumps.
Yeah.
As I said, partner promises 5 clubs. Oh, and we've got a fit. I left that out. So we've got a fit in clubs. So now we revalue the hand. which is 22 high card points, plus 2 shortage points for the doubleton in spades and the doubleton in here. So we've actually got 32 points.
Yeah.
Whenever you've worked out you've got 32 points, you want to inquire for slam.
Yeah.
We're going to use Roman key card Blackwood. So before I do that, I think, how many key cards have I got? And I've said here, we've got 3 key cards. And am I correct? We've got 1 as the ace, 2 as the ace of diamonds, and 3 of the ace of clubs. So we've got 3 key cards.
Mhm.
And this is the
That's one
process.
bidding for no trumps.
Pardon?
But you're asking East.
You're asking East, you're saying West has got 5. It's East
Uh-huh.
answer.
Yeah. No, but this is the way you got to do it, because this is West, and West has bid for no trumps. But
Yeah.
I'm doing the calculations. I know that I've got 3 key cards. So when I get my response from East, if I get 2, I'm happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you don't do what I'm doing and suddenly East comes back, you've got to go through all the bloody calculation and work out how many key cards you've got.
Yeah.
So here I'm saying I'm going to 4 no trumps, West. I've got 3 key cards. We've got 32 points. I know we're going to be possibly in a minor slam. I hope that my partner has got 2 key cards. So what does East bid?
5 spades.
What does 5 spades mean?
I've got the king of trumps, 1 more key card plus the queen of trumps.
No.
No.
No. Okay.
How many key
1
cards
key.
does East have?
You've got 1 key card.
1 key card. 1 key card. Not 2. 1 key card. What are the 5 key cards? The 4 aces and the king of trumps.
Yes.
The queen is a secondary issue. So it's 1 key card. If you've got 1 key card, what is the response?
5 clubs.
5 clubs.
So the
Five.
response is 5 clubs.
Yeah.
And 5 clubs represents 1 or 4 key cards.
Yeah.
So with Roman key card, we play 1430. Everybody that I know plays 1430. And 1430 means that the response of 5 clubs is 1 or 4. 5 diamonds is 3 or 0. 5 hearts is 2 key cards without the queen. And 5 spades is 2 key cards with the queen. So we now go 5 clubs. South passes. What is East going to do? And don't guess, you work it out.
6 clubs.
Why 6 clubs?
I think you've got slam, haven't you? 32.
No, you've got to work it out.
Oh.
How you work it out is what I said before. You've got 3 key cards and 5 clubs by responders promising 1 or 4. It's not 4, is it?
No.
No.
So you've got 3 plus 1, 4 key cards. You're missing 1 key card.
Yeah.
Therefore, you cannot go to a grand slam. So you fall back to 6 clubs. So as I said here, you have 3 key cards and partner has promised 1 key card, which means you've got 4 key cards. So if you want to look at it from your hand, you're missing 1 key card. So while you're thinking about it, you say, the partnership could be missing the ace of spades, or it could be missing the king of clubs. I know my partner's got one of those. But so we're going to play it in a minor slam of 6 clubs. And guess what? 6 club is makeable, and you make 1,370 points. And if nobody else bid it, then you get top board. So there's quite a few things in this hand. There's understanding the 2 club opening. There's understanding the positive response by East and not negative. It's revaluing your hand when you've got a fit. You inquire with Roman key card Blackwood for no trumps and go through the process. Righto, I think that's good. So we're going to do another one.
Mm.
So this is one I played in January 2025. So West is the opener. We're all vulnerable,
14.
and West is going to bid. What does West bid?
Diamond.
One no trump.
One no trump.
A diamond or a no trump. What's the majority saying?
I'd say one no trump, showing your points.
3, 4, 5,
Well,
6.
it's black and white. You do. Is it balanced?
Yes,
Yes.
yes, it
Yes.
is.
How
Yes,
many
it
points
is.
have you got?
15.
15. So it has to
14.
be
One
one
no
no trump.
I only counted 14.
Ah. East. That's East's hand.
3,
What
7,
is East going to bid?
15, 30, it's 1, 31.
2 clubs
Yes. Whoever said 2 clubs, why?
is Stayman. Because he got 4 hearts.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. There's 3 things you need for Stayman. What are they?
a 4-card major, 8+ points, and
A short.
A shortage, yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So straight away, this would be going through my mind. I think I was East. Is wow, I've got 15 points.
Mm.
Partner's got 15. So it's 2 1 no trump openings basically. I've got 30 points. So I've got to keep the bidding going to see if we can get to slam. So therefore, I bid 2 clubs, which is just a standard response.
Yeah.
2 clubs means he's not going to leave me in 2 clubs. And I've got all those requirements. So I go 2 clubs. What's West going to do?
They're going to say
2 hearts.
2 hearts.
2 hearts. 3
Yeah.
hearts. 2 hearts.
The only responses to 2 clubs
2 hearts.
by one no trump opener is 1, I have a fit, I have a 4-card suit, or 2 diamonds, I don't have a 4-card fit. So everybody agree with 2 hearts.
2 hearts, yes.
Yes.
Passes. Now what's East going to do?
4 no trumps.
Mm.
3 clubs.
3 clubs?
Yep.
Don't agree with that, Neil? For a start, has East got a fit in hearts?
yes.
Yes. it's
Yes. Therefore, the suit is hearts, not clubs. You're always trying to find a fit in a major. So therefore, the suit is hearts.
4 no trumps.
Yes. I've given this away by saying this is an example of slam. Next time I do these, I'm not going to give the clue in this first slide.
Yeah.
So why are we doing 4 no trumps? So look at it. We have a heart fit. So as soon as we have a heart fit, we revalue our hand, drop length points and add shortage points. We've got 14 high card points and 2 doubletons. So we can add 2 shortage points, which gives us 16. Partner has promised a minimum of 15, could be 16, 17, 18, and 15 plus our 16 is 31. Now we have 2 key cards, and those 2 key cards, when trumps are hearts, is the ace of trumps and the ace of clubs. It's worthwhile investigating slam. Now, in my earlier days of playing bridge, I would just settle for 4 hearts. But I used to think it's not worth the hassle of going through this. But when you play better players, you've got to go for the slams. And the whole idea is 4 no trumps is to not get you to slam. It's investigating, and you can fall back to the 5 level. So we go 4 no trumps, or so East goes 4 no trumps. So what's West going to do?
Could also be a quantitative 4 no trump.
No.
Why not?
Can anybody answer that? Great question. Why is it not a quantitative 4 no trumps?
Because you've established
Suit.
a suit.
Yes, Gillian. Four no trumps is only when you're
Yep.
playing in no trumps.
Yes.
Here,
Yep.
Stayman and the two hearts has told you you've got to fit in hearts.
Yes.
So,
Yep.
four no trumps. So what's West responding? Let's go through it. We're playing Roman key card Blackwood 1430.
2.
So how many key cards has West got?
2.
What are the two key cards?
The
King and
ace
the
of
ace.
diamonds and the
King of
king of
trumps and the ace of diamonds.
Now, if we've got two key cards, we've got the choice of replying 5 hearts with 2 key cards without the queen of trumps, or 3 spades, or 5 spades. If we've got the queen of trumps, what do we respond?
Five spades.
No.
5 spades.
Right.
You got the queen of trumps.
What's
We've
up?
got
Yeah.
the 2 key cards and the
It's-
queen of trumps.
it's-
So you guys, you've got to know, just learn it off by heart. Roman key card, 1430. It's so easy to remember because we use 1430. 14 is clubs, 1 or 4. Diamonds, next one up, 3 or 0. Hearts, next one up, 2 key cards without the queen. Spades, next one up and last one, 2 key cards with the queen of trumps. So, what does East do?
It's only got
Two
4 key
two
cards.
So
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 you're
it
looking at a
goes
small slam.
six hearts.
6 hearts.
Yes.
6 hearts.
Heart. Yeah.
6 hearts.
So the calculation is simple.
and a king.
You partners promising 2 key cards, and in East's hand we've got 1, 2 key cards. So we've got 4 key cards plus the queen of trumps. We're missing 1 key card, therefore we bid 6 hearts. 6 hearts is makeable,
Yep.
and we make 1430 points. Another thing that came up. Who's heard of super accept?
Yes.
Okay, who hasn't heard of super accept?
I haven't.
I have
Good.
But I don't know what it means.
No.
Okay, so super accept. We all know that opener's response to Stayman is only 3 responses. They are no 4-card major, or yes partner, I have 4 hearts, or yes partner, I have 2 spades. That's what all beginners are taught.
Yeah.
Yeah.
However, there is a 4th response where the opener can add 3 hearts or 3 spades, which you can see is a jump from 2 hearts to 3 spades,
Yeah.
or 2 spades to that. These 2 extra bids are called super accept. Now, I saw this in the last month when an opposition, the bidding went 1 no trump, 2 club, and the 1 no trump opener went 3 spades. I thought, what is 3 spades? Fortunately, they wrote in the alert, super accept. I thought, what is this super accept? So, a super accept describes a 4-card major plus top of the 1 no trump range of 17. So you think to yourself, why? Oh, so we go back to that. So if you're going to super accept, you've got a 4-card major in clubs, in Stayman. I'll repeat that. You open 1 no trump, partner goes 2 clubs. If you've got a 4-card major and you've got 17 points, you super accept. Here they are here. 1 no trump, pass, 2 clubs, 3 hearts or 3 spades. Here's this one, 1 no trump, pass, goes 2 diamonds. He goes 3 hearts. This one here, 1 no trump, 2 spades, 3 spades. Now, all these are super accepts because the 1 no trump opener only had to reply at the 2 level. As soon as they reply at the 3 level, it's telling you they've got 17 of the 15 to 17 points and they've got 4 cards. But super accepts also apply to transfers. We've just shown you, this is Stayman. I've lost my arrow again, having computer problems. This is Stayman.
Yeah.
This is transfer.
Oh.
And this should be hearts. So in this transfer of 2 diamonds to hearts,
Yeah.
he would normally respond 2 hearts, he goes 3 hearts, telling you that he's got 17. This one is wrong. This should be 2 hearts.
2 hearts, yeah.
I'll just make a note of that. Slide 19. And they're transfers. So super accepts apply to Stayman and transfers. They show top of range, 17 points. They show good trump support. Now, why I say good is that if your trumps were only, say, 2, 3, 4, 5, you mightn't consider doing super accept. So why use super accept?
The opposition.
It describes the opener's 1 no trump hand better. It gives much more information to responder. And it helps responder decide the best final contract. And most important, whether the game's in no trumps, major suit, or even a slam. So you can see here, this one here, if I do Stayman, partner comes back with 3 spades, I now know that Isa's got 17 points and 4 spades. So I don't have to do an invitational bid. I can make decisions. And if I've got a powerhouse hand, I can explore slam. So I encourage you to use super accept. Now, I don't know whether you have to alert it or not. I don't think you do because it's not an artificial bid. I had a look at the standard American yellow card and I wanted to know whether you could super accept if partner opened 2 no trump showing 20 to 21. But the standard American yellow card that we're all playing to, most people are playing to that, says super accepts are not included in a 2 no trump opening. So only a 1 no trump opening. I'm going to see if this thing works. Are you all hearing me?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
but we can't hear the video. Oh,
No, doesn't work. I have no idea why that's not working. Let's move on.
so what are they saying, Terry?
Guess what they're singing?
A woman
Oh
in
my
last
goodness.
week.
Wellerman. Now I want to get on to finessing. Please don't all sigh. Because one of my weaknesses is card play. I never played cards as a kid. I never played at a university. I played a little bit of 500 when I was playing competition tennis when it was raining. But there's people who played cards all their life who've got card sense. And I've been trying to work out over the last 12 months, how do I improve my card play? And I realised that card play is based around ace, kings, queens, jacks, tens. Very importantly, the honour cards, including the 10. And then I realise, I'm thinking about it, that it's these combinations of ace, kings, queen, jacks and tens between the four players, and particularly between you and dummy, is how the better players get extra tricks. So I'm not going to get through all this, but we're going to continue it next time. So finessing. Bridge players do it with finesse. They sure do. How do you define a finesse? Which is a bit tricky. Anybody want to define a finesse?
Making a trick where you don't deserve it.
Yeah, that's a good start. In my view, if you can't define a word that you're trying to understand, then you're starting off on the back foot.
Hit a lower card to higher.
So Gillian's now added that winning a trick with a lower card. Anybody want to add to that?
Leading a lower one to your higher ones.
Yes, so you've got it, Gillian. So
Yeah.
finesse is a play technique to try and win a trick with a card that is not the highest in the suit by playing in a way that forces an opponent to play a higher card first. So, Julian, you're 100% correct. If you think about that, it's a technique to win a trick when you've got a card, an honour, but the opposition have got a higher honour. But if you play it right, you can win the trick. So as soon as the penny dropped with this, I thought, this is the way how you can improve your play. I've got to understand finesses inside out. And I open up a Pandora's box, I can tell you, trying to understand finesses. And I'm only a third of the way through. Finesse terminology. Again, for me, no matter what I learn, I have to understand the definition of the word and the terminology. And this is extremely important. So in this case here, West has got the 7 and the 2, and here we've got typical finesse. So if you play the 2 over to here, the wording is you are finessing dummy's queen. You are finessing dummy's queen. However, you are finessing against the king. If you talk to good players, they rattle off really quickly. Oh, you should have finessed dummy's queen. You should have done this. I'm thinking, wait a minute, I can't keep up. If you're doing a finesse, you are finessing the queen in this example.
Yeah.
You are finessing the queen. I'll leave the word dummy out. You are finessing the queen. But you are finessing against the king. So I'm going to use these words so that you understand what finessing is about.
Trick if the king's there, he gets killed.
No, the other way around. If the king is there, he's fine. If the king's out.
So finesses can be classified into two groups. And when I say there are lots of finesses, there's a huge number of finesses, huge number. They're either an indirect finesse or a direct finesse. So in bridge, like in anything when you've got a lot of data, you classify it. You know, like in our bridge hands, there's 62 billion different hands we can get. They're classified into balanced or unbalanced. Then hierarchical, we broke the unbalanced down into single suitors, two suitors. So here with finesses, the first category is they're either indirect. An indirect one is when you lead a low card to an honour in the opposite hand, which we do all the time. And there's a direct finesse, which I'm doing next month. And that's when an honour card is led from one hand to a high honour card. So a direct finesse is where you lead an honour. An indirect finesse is when you lead an indirect, when you lead a low card. So that's breaking up hundreds of finesses down to 2. So as we've said, finessing is winning a trick with an honour, yet the opposition have a high honour.
Yeah.
So finessing is not applicable with solid strength. Now, you might think that's obvious, but I have to think about it. Finessing is not applicable with solid strength. So if you've got solid strength, even though you're missing the ace, in this example, king, queen, jack, you promote instead. However, with broken honours, and that's what we get all the time, finessing opportunities arise. And we know with broken honours in a suit, we lead from the weaker side towards the stronger. And this is another thing, taking a finesse. We all know that with no other information, a finesse has a 50% chance of success. 50% chance of success. Because the success depends on who has the missing honour. If the missing honour is before your honour, so I lead two of spades through my left-hand partner, a left-hand opposition, and hoping where the honour is. If the missing honour is before your honour that you play, the finesse will work. If it's in the other side, it will fail. The key point about a finesse is that it gives you a chance to make an extra trick, but it is not guaranteed. It is only 50%.
Yeah.
So what now happens is it all boils down, not all boils down, but it boils down to this. Often it's not a 50% chance. You can sometimes skew it to 45 or 55, depending on what the opposition bid and their opening lead. And sometimes you can work out, that's even more risky. So it's only got a 45% chance of success. So you don't blindly say every finesse has got 50%. So what I'm going to do now, and this is a mouthful, this is what we're going to do today, if I can get through it all. So we're going to do the first, we've broken down finesses, indirect finesses into finessing against one card. We're going to look at, we're missing the ace. We're going to look at, we're missing the king. We're going to look at, we're missing the queen. We're going to look at missing the jack. We're going to have a look at that famous statement. And once we've done one cards, we're going to do finessing against two cards. If we're missing the king and the jack, the king and the queen, and the ace and the queen. And in there is the Bath coup, which I'm not going to get to this week. So let's now look at finessing against a missing ace. Now, some of this you'll all know, but I want you to think. This is an indirect finesse, so we're leading to a higher honour, leading a low card. And here we've got it. Everybody knows that if you play the king from dummy, you'll lose the trick 100% of the time.
Yeah.
However, if you lead low from declare to finesse, notice the word, to finesse dummy's king, you have a 50% chance of winning. And you hope that the ace is in west before you play the king. Easy. So why do we finesse in the first place? It's a gamble, normally 50-50. You only finesse if that's part of your declarer's plan to gain an extra trick. So you know that you're playing 3 no trumps, you need 9 tricks. You count your tricks, you got 8. You got to get 1 extra trick. The 3 methods of getting that 1 extra trick are promotion. You look at your cards, can't promote. 2, length, haven't got length. 3, have I got a finesse? Yes, I have got a finesse. But notice that finesse is the last one. So if you can get extra tricks by the other 2 methods, which is promotion and length, then consider the probabilities versus the 50% with finesse. I'm going to go through that. And that's, so You looked at it, I need one extra trick, I can't do a promotion, I can't do a length. But I will tell you, often if you can do a finesse in length, you get a double barrel. And I'm going to do this finesse to get this one extra trick. Are there better odds that I don't finesse? And there are better odds. I never knew this, so I read up on it. The better odds are how many cards you've got compared to the opposition. So finessing against the ace continued. So when you saw the first example, let's look at a repeat finesse. And I don't see many newer players do this. Sometimes you can finesse more than once in the same suit.
Yeah.
So here, if you lead the king from dummy, it will always lose to the ace, but you have promoted the queen and you will take one trick with the queen. Now, I used to fall into the trap here. If I've got this hand and say, oh, I'll do a promotion, I'll play the king and make the queen. And wonder why I get under 50%, because the better players will say, I've always got one certain trick here, but I've got a 50% chance of making two tricks. And an extra trick means I make my contract and get a better score. So if you lead from declarer's hand, you lead the 3 through to here, and West plays low, and the king wins. And East plays low. So your finesse has worked. But don't be happy with that. You've got to get back to declarer's hand, which should be easy. And then the next opportunity in declarer's hand, you play the 5, because now you think the ace is here through the ace. He will play low, because his thing, he will play third hand, hold up the third hand, and you make the queen. You've now made 2 tricks where you only thought you'd make 1. And it's simply dependent on the ace being in west. If the ace is in east, then you only make 1 trick. But you've got a 50% chance of doing it. So please, a repeat finesse. What's the difference between this slide, doing a repeat finesse, and the one before? You got the king and the queen.
Get back to it. That's fine.
Let's look at a two-way finesse.
But the whole-
With a two-way finesse, we've got the king and the queen in separate hands. So I often think about this. So now I can see if I've got the king and queen in one hand, I can do a repeat finesse if it works. But what do I do here? I've got the king and the queen. So I'm thinking to myself, I'm missing the ace. Is the ace in west or is the ace in east? If I lead the king from dummy, it will lose, but I promoted the king. So I'm always going to win 1 trick with the queen. I assume we're playing no trumps here, and they're not going to ruff. So I would probably say, I'll promote, play the king, ace goes queen. But you've got a chance of making 2 tricks here. If you finesse twice, you have a 50% chance of winning a second trick. Here, you can finesse either way, depending on where you think the ace is. Now, if there's no clue, you just got to guess, is the ace in west or is the ace in east? But if the bidding shows you that, say, west bid, and for west to overcall, they've got at least 8, 9, 10 points, and east didn't, there's a higher chance that west, of their 8 or 10 points to overcall, included the ace. So I'm going to assume that the ace is in west. So when the ace, I think, is in west, I'm going to finesse through the ace up to the king. And if it works, I then go back to declarer, get some inch in declarer, and do the 5. However, if it was West had passed and East was the one that did the overcall. So I'm thinking, East has got the ace. It's a hunch, but it's better than just making one trick. I think, East got the ace. I'm going to play the 2 to the queen. And I make it because East has the ace. So I then go, once I've won that, I go back, find an entry back to dummy and decide to do it again. I go through East. He plays low because he holds it to the 3rd trick. And that doesn't work, does it?
No,
No.
because one of them will take it second time round.
Very good.
Okay, so I've got a problem here. What do we do? So let's think aloud. This is our hand. King 7-2 in dummy, Queen 5-3 in declarer. We know we can win 1 trick. We want to win 2. What do we do?
Wait till opponent leads.
That's a good suggestion, Peter. That's a good suggestion. Let them take the lead. Because if West leads, he'll probably lead a low card. And you've got to say, if he leads, I play second hand low. He'll probably play the high card. And then I play the 3 because the 3rd hand plays high.
Yeah,
Any other
3.
suggestions?
No, that's the best suggestion.
The best way.
Yeah,
Still
best
think-
one. 3 is
I
good.
still think if you start with the declare and you play the 3 across and you win with the king because they don't come out with their ace because they don't want you to then have a free reign of the kings, and then you lead back the king, the 2, through the ace. If they play the ace, you play the 3, and if they don't play the ace, you play the queen.
Yes.
You're right. So I'm
Yeah.
right all along. I am right all along. Isn't it interesting how you doubt yourself? So what Barbara said is exactly what I meant to do. So you think the ace is in East. But Peter, your suggestion is very good because I would fall back on that. You think the ace is in East. So you play the 2 from dummy. He doesn't play the ace. You play the queen.
No, you got to do it the other way around, Terry.
The other way around.
You got to start in the declarer's hand if you think the ace is in East.
No, because you lose every time you do that. If you play the 3 from declarer up to the king of dummy, East will play the ace every time.
But not in no trumps. You often hold back the ace because you don't want the declarer to then have the run of that suit.
If I was East, I wouldn't play the ace because I know he's trying to establish or do a finesse and
Yeah,
diamond.
that's right. I wouldn't play the ace. Yeah.
It all depends on where the ace is.
Let's say we play the 2 from dummy through East. East doesn't play the ace. We play the queen.
You do
We
that.
win. We go back to dummy, get an entry back to dummy. We play. Yeah, no, it's not going to work. I've got to have a look at that. Sorry.
All depends where the ace is.
You have to do the finesse from the declarer first in this instance, I do believe.
Okay, I'll have a look at slide 33 because I'm confused now. Anyone else? Derek, what would you do?
Yes, the 3 to the king and then the 2, and if they put the ace up.
Ace, and you put the 5 out.
I'm a bit confused myself, yeah.
But it all depends where the ace is.
So if I'm confused, I'll just go with the promotion, play the queen, drop the ace and make 1 trick.
Yeah, that's true.
But I think Neil's suggestion, was it Peter? Peter, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Peter's suggestion was
it's the way to
don't
go.
lose the suit. But I will analyse that in the next month and give you the correct answer. Because now I can't explain what a 2-way finesse is. And that comes up in the books all the time. But we'll-
It's more than likely that East, apart from the ace, has a card like a 9 or a 10 or a jack, and they're going to win the trick if you don't go in with the king anyway. And they get 2 tricks.
If they've got the ace and the jack in East, they're
Yeah.
going to win with the ace because we play
Well,
the king
if you
and they
if
win
you
the
lay
jack.
the 3 across and you go with the 7, like you said, they'll win with the jack, and then they
Yes.
can play their ace and clean up another trick.
You're never going to do that. You're never going to do that. You're always going to lead the 3 across to the king,
But no, that's not what we're saying.
and then you lead the 2 across back to the declarer, and then that depends. So if they play the ace, you go down, you don't, and if they play the jack, you take the queen. So
Yeah. So I think that's what
That's-
I'm trying to say with the two-way finesse.
yeah,
But if I can't explain it succinctly, you guys.
the only problem, as Liam would then say, is that then East would have the winning cards in that suit if they were to get a chance to play again, if they had the jack as well as the ace.
It's a gamble.
Mm.
Yeah. So in summary, it's easy when the king and queen are in dummy or declarer. We got to
Yeah.
think more when the king and queen are separate hands.
Yeah.
Mm.
So here's an interesting one. This is I've got two-way finesse continue, so maybe I'm wrong. Here we've got king, queen, jack, 3 honor cards,
Break.
but they're separated with king and queen in one hand and jack in the other. So do we finesse from declarer up to dummy or from dummy to declarer? And it all,
To dummy.
Declare it a dummy.
I think you need to try to work out where the ace is.
What do you start with a jack?
You need to work out, is the ace in west or east? If there's any slight hint from the bidding or the opening lead, then you might take that hunch. So the clues come from the opposition bidding and their opening lead. If you think the ace is in west, you play a low card from declarer through west to finesse the king. If you think the ace is in east, you get over to dummy somehow, and it's always hard with entries into dummy, and play a low card through east and finesse declarer's jack. So that's an example of a two-way finesse. If you're not sure where the ace is, you just got to guess. But I can tell you there are clues. There are clues. Does everybody understand that?
Yeah.
So that's a two-way finesse. That's a much better example than the previous one. Two-way finesse. Oh, continued. So here, so I'm looking at all the combinations of honor cards. Here we've got a different one. We've still got between us the king, jack, and queen. But now we've got queen in dummy and king, jack in declarer. So same as previous example. You need to try and figure out where the ace is. Is it in east or west? Then play the appropriate finesse through where you think the ace is. So in this hand here, if we were counting losers in diamonds, I'm the declarer and I count the losers. I've got one loser in diamonds. But if it's played right, I can have 0 losers in diamonds if the finesse works. So here we are missing the ace. What do we do here? We've got king, queen, jack in dummy, and in declarer we've got 8, 5, 3. Hi, Jan. I didn't see you there before. Jan Craig. What do we do here?
You try to decide, work out where you think the ace is first.
Any other comments?
You're going to lose one.
Yeah, I think you're right, Julian. There is no finesse. It's a trick. But why is there no finesse?
Oh yeah,
Because
because
you've got 3 honours and nothing.
Yes. It's a solid sequence. So instead you promote and you will win 2 tricks.
Yes.
Yeah, so there is no finesse.
Yeah.
Now, it would be a different matter if there was another card in here. No, I think that's the next slide. So what happens in this case here? Do we promote or do we finesse?
Yes, you've got 4.
Yes.
3 is
So now we can finesse, because if the ace is in here, we can go 3. He doesn't play the ace. We can play the king.
Right.
If he plays the ace,
Play the
you
4.
play the 4 and you make 3 tricks. Whereas if you promote, you only make 2. So the difference between this slide and the last slide is
4 cards and dummy.
yeah, you've got a 1 for the finesse.
Mm.
Oh, now this was, I'm very disappointed about this. This was a video clip from Liam. Now, I'm just going to see if it works.
Spend your life when you play where you are. Go work.
I'm going to play it next month, but it's Led Zeppelin's Rock and Roll.
Yeah.
The album came out on the 8th of November, 1971. The band is famous. Jimmy Page on guitar, Robert Plant on vocals, John Bonham on drums, and John Paul Jones on multi-instruments. It's a 40-second clip, and it's the first part of the song, and it is fabulous. I really enjoy it. I played it to Lynn when you gave it to me, Liam, and Lynn said, yeah, we've listened to that often, and I think it's fabulous. But I can't show it to you. Anyway, next time. I'm sorry about that. I don't know why this is not working. I tested it last night. I tested it this morning, and it all worked last night and this morning before I did this, but I've lost sound. I don't know why I've lost sound. Okay, so now we've done finessing against the ace. I think what we're going to do now is have a 5-minute break, because I've got no breaks here. I haven't got rock and roll. We'll have a 5-minute break and we'll come back in about 5 or 6 minutes. Everybody happy with that?
Yep, that's fine.
Okay.
Yep. And I'm going to play around with this sound. Okay. Okay, so we're starting to come back.
Yep.
Good. Everybody can hear me?
Again.
Okay, Ruth's coming back. Adele,
Yes.
Elizabeth, you're there? Righto, so I'm going to try one more time. So this is, let's play it.
Oh, yeah.
How good is that? Did you all hear that?
No,
Oh,
Did anybody hear it?
No.
no.
Oh, blimey.
Why
I
don't
heard
you
it.
sing it? Terry, why don't you sing it?
I'll sing the Wellerman song. So I heard that and it was fabulous. So
Oh,
Oh,
I want some more, Liam, some more rock and roll clips. Righto. I'm so
Okay.
sorry you can't hear it. I've got to figure out why. So let's move on. So we looked at finessing against the ace as an indirect finesse, and we were missing the ace. Now we're going to look at finessing against a missing king. And this is the classic finessing position in every bridge book. When I was taught finessing in beginner's course, this was the standard classic finesse. So you've got the ace and the queen, and you are missing the king. The ace is a sure winner, but your declarer's plan says you need an extra trick to make your contract, and the finesse is the only way to do it. You hope your queen is sitting over the king in west. So if you play the ace first from dummy, you will win the first trick, no matter what, whether east or west holds the king. However, with the ace gone, you will never win the second trick. So you always go for the finesse. Some more words. If the king is in west, you took a winning finesse. If it's in east, you took a losing finesse. And you are finessing the queen, you're finessing against the king. So what I was thinking, what would happen in a finesse if the ace and queen are in separate hands? What do you do? So here we are. This is not the classic finesse. What do we do? You want to make two tricks in hearts. You know you got one. What are you going to do?
Play the four, declare 4 across the dummy.
all the queen across.
So if you play the 4 from declarer across dummy and he puts the king on, you're going to play the ace. If you play 4 from west and he plays low, you're going to put the 5 on, and East has got the 6.
the 6, yeah.
yeah.
That doesn't work.
Oh.
And if you lead the queen and he puts the king on, you can put the ace on.
Yeah, you got one trick, but we're trying to make two tricks.
Yeah, yeah.
Isn't your better option to come from dummy and drop the 3 down to the queen?
You bet. That's the way to go.
Who agrees with that?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
It's still
But
50-50.
the king's going to definitely, the king's going to definitely win then. if they play it.
But second hand plays low. So 3 from dummy through east. They play the king. You play the 4.
Yeah.
If they played low, you play the queen.
Yeah.
So
But
the
they-
first, yes, go on.
But if the king's in the west side, yeah.
Yeah, but you
Oh,
don't
okay.
know, do you? It's a
No.
50-50 chance.
No.
So the question I'm going to ask you
Okay.
is, oh, sorry. Do you play the ace?
You
No,
No.
no, never.
you
No,
should
really.
guard against a
Get
single.
rid of the queen first.
So, Peter, say what you said.
You may as well and guard against a singleton king, which you would draw out if you played the ace. Play the ace, yes.
That's okay. Any other responses?
And then come back with a finesse.
Okay, so Peter is barking up the right tree, but he's wrong, in my opinion. So, sorry, Peter.
No.
So, Peter's saying if there's a singleton king, then the ace will knock the king out. So this is where it all comes back to percentages and probabilities.
Yeah.
The finesse works 50% of the time. If you've got 6 cards in hearts, how many of the opposition got?
7.
7,
What's the split of 7?
5, 2,
No,
5,
4
2,
3.
4, 3. Sorry, 4, 3.
4-3.
4 and 3 has
4-3.
got about 55%. If you've got 7 cards, Peter, and the split is 5-1 to have a singleton, it's about 6%. And then you've got to add the percentages, the king in the singleton or the other 6 cards. The odds are dead against
Yeah.
playing the ace.
I would have thought you still have little to lose, Terry, if you try it.
What do you
Yeah.
lose?
In that case, with the odds are only 6% in your favour, so it wouldn't be worthwhile.
Yeah, so all I'm saying, Peter, is for the king to be sitting in here with the 7 cards in the opposition, so the split is 6-1, and then as well, that one card's got a 50% chance it's got the king. The odds are about 3%. If you're a betting man, there's no way you'd play this. You want the ace to take a higher card, a jack or a 10. Think about it. I'm happy to. But the important thing, the ace, if Peter plays the ace, it has no effect on the finesse. However, the ace is useful because it may be your only entry to dummy to enable you to lead a low card to finesse the queen. Surely that convinces you, Peter, unless there were other entries in dummy.
Yeah, yes, no, that's how I would play it, Terry.
Yeah. So you'd play the 4.
To the ace, then come back with a finesse.
Yeah, play the 4 to the ace, then play the 3 to the finesse.
Yep.
What if there was another entry in dummy? Would you play the ace of hearts? Say you had the ace of clubs in dummy. Would you go to clubs first to get to dummy, then play it? Or the ace of hearts, Peter? Which one would you play?
I'd play the other one.
Yeah, so would I. I'd get to the entry in clubs to dummy and keep the ace of hearts.
Yeah.
Right, so that's having the ace and queen in separate hands. So now that was finessing against the king. We've looked at finessing against a missing ace. We looked at finessing against a missing king.
Yeah.
Now we're going to look at finessing against a missing queen. Standard example. You want 3 tricks. You've got 2. If you promote, play the ace and the king, you'll lose the jack. So you want to promote. You lead a low card from declarer's hand up to the jack,
Yes. First
and you
four.
hope that the queen is in west. Now, if you think the queen is in east, well, you can't do anything about it because you've got no small and no higher card. But the question is, well, this is for you, Peter, do you play the ace and king first, hoping the queen will drop? If this happens, you play the ace and then you play the king and you see the queen drops, you have promoted your jack to be a sure winner and thus avoided a risky finesse. So my question to you is, do you play the ace and king first?
I would play the ace first and then try the finesse on the second time round when you get the lead.
Okay, so Peter, if you play the ace, you play, let's say, which hand are you in? Let's say you're in declarers because that will be the stronger hand.
Yeah.
You play the 2 to the ace.
Yes.
It wins.
Yes.
And then what are you going to do?
Return to declarer.
Oh, in another suit?
Yes.
Return to declare another suit.
And
then what are you going to do?
Lead a low spade and finesse.
Lead the jack.
So
and
lead from declarer towards dummy.
And the reason that you're taking the ace first?
Just in the
chance
that the opponent has a doubleton with the queen.
If they had a doubleton with the queen and you play the ace, they're not going to play it. They're waiting till you play the second trick.
Then I'll repeat the finesse.
If the queen doesn't drop.
Yes.
Okay. So I don't, well, there's never any right or wrong in bridge. I think the answer is no. And this is where percentages come in. We've got 6 cards. The opposition have got 7. 7 cards split 5-2, 30% of the time. They split 4-3 about 60% of the time. So if you play the ace and the king, Peter said play the ace, but if you play the ace and the king, there's a 30% chance that it splits 5-2. There's then a 50% chance of that 30% that the queen is in the doubleton. Summarising all that up, I think I worked it out. For the queen to be in a 2-card drop, the percentage is 28.5%. So I repeat, we've got 6 cards. There's 7 with the opposition. For the 7 cards to split with a doubleton, it's 5-2 and it only occurs 30% of the time. Oops. Therefore, the odds of having a doubleton in east with the queen is about 28.5%. The odds of a finesse are superior at 50%, i.e. a finesse is a much better bet. So I think that I would be in declarer and play the 2 because I think that there is a 72% chance, sorry, I've lost my pointer, that the queen is in the higher split. But then you don't know, just get this up. Then you don't know whether where the 5 and the 2 is. So is the 5 on this side or is the 5 on that side? So you get in bridge, you get so bloody complicated, you're not sure what you're doing. So all I'm saying here is the split to be 5-2 is 30%. And for the queen to be in the doubleton, it's 28%. So the suggestion is you do the finesse first.
Terry, sorry, but I was just saying I would play to the ace first, come back to declare, and then try the finesse the second time.
In case the queen doesn't come out.
I agree with that, Terry. I think you're better off having a go at your finesse on the second time round rather than on the first time round.
You can also sense by the cards that are being played.
On the very word go.
So let's go through it again. We play the 2 from, sorry.
Yes, there is a double.
We're in declarer, right? We're in declarer. And we now look at spades. So we play the 2 and we take it with the ace in dummy, correct?
Yes.
Then what do
Yes.
you do then? Do you play the king?
No, return to declare in another suit, and then
First time you win with the ace. Second time you come back. They
And
don't
then,
come out. You go with
Liam, so we won with the
Sorry?
ace. Sorry, we can hear you talking. We
Yeah.
won with the ace. And we come back to declare, there'll be entries in declarer,
yes,
There.
and we play the
Yeah.
2 to the jack.
yes.
And the only reason you're doing that is because you're hoping that there's a singleton in the 7-card split, 1-6, and that singleton has the queen. Is that right?
No, it could be a doubleton with West
Doubleton.
having the queen.
If it's a doubleton, okay, if it's a doubleton, then they don't play it. So then you play the king from dummy, right?
No.
No.
We're taking a chance that the queen is in West. And it may be a doubleton.
Yep.
So you have to come back to declare in a different suit
So
and then lead
Play
back.
play to dummy. If the queen doesn't come out, go out with a jack and try for the finesse.
Okay. So let me say it so I get in my head. You play the ace from dummy, whatever it is. Okay, you won the first trick. If the queen doesn't come out, you play the king. Is that correct?
No,
You
return
return to the declarer
In a different
in a different suit.
Okay, so you won the ace. You
You won
go
the
back
ace.
to declarer
In a different suit.
and you play a low
Play-
declarer, which is the 5
Yeah.
to dummy. If he
So
drops the queen,
You knock it off with a king. If not,
Then-
we'll try the finesse.
so why not do the finesse straight off?
Statistically, your chances have to be improved.
I'm shortening it down in case there's a doubleton on the West side.
So Derek, what were you saying?
I'm saying statistically, your chances of winning the queen have to be improved by playing that finesse between the king and the jack.
Yes, but the question is, do you play it first or do you play the ace first?
No, you do the finesse second. You win with the ace, regardless. You get yourself back to table, and then you have a go at your finesse to the king.
But if it's a doubleton on the West side, it doesn't make any difference whether you do if you've played the finesse first from the 2 to the queen. It doesn't make any 2 to the 2 West doesn't make any difference. It's only if the doubleton's on the east side it makes a difference, and in that case your finesse not going to work anyway. So it doesn't make any difference
I'd be
playing the
playing the
ace
ace
first if
king.
the queen is on the West.
I'd be doing
And
what Derek
doubleton
says.
is a queen 2 on the West. Doesn't make any difference.
I haven't got my head around all that.
Well,
So
here's a thought. If you just play if you do your finesse the first time round, you lose any opportunity of picking up the possibility that there's a doubleton on the West side.
It may trump you then.
You lose that possibility.
Can't you just play the ace and the king and be done with it and go to another suit?
Well, I
But
think
no,
it's worthwhile trying to fish out the queen via a finesse.
Oh, well,
because you want to get an extra trick.
you wanna
Say
get
that again,
third trick.
Derek. This is the last time because I haven't got this in my head. Say it again.
So are you talking to me?
Yeah. Just say it again so I can understand.
I think that if you start by playing the ace, then come back to declarer and try for your finesse the second time. If you don't do that, if you don't do that, you lose the statistical chance of picking up a doubleton on the West side.
And that statistical chance is 30%.
Correct.
But if there's only a doubleton with the queen, you're saying a doubleton with the queen on the West.
Yes.
Yeah.
Are you, Derek? A doubleton with the queen on the West?
Correct.
Well, no matter what you do, it's not going to make any difference. You go with the 2 to the jack, you go with the 5 to the king, you go to it doesn't make any difference.
It doesn't have to be a double, then it could be three or four cards on the west with a queen.
Yeah, but because he's banking on it being a double turn, right? That's why he's doing it. Yeah.
Hypothetically.
I can see what Barbara's saying, Derek.
Yeah.
If the
I can see
queen
what Derek's saying too. I can see both sides.
So can I.
It's just a gamble.
I would unequivocally do my finesse on the second go.
unequivocally.
Yeah.
Do your finesse on the
That's
second
just
go.
all my intuition tells me that you've got a better chance of capturing that queen if you do it second time.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
I agree. I agree.
So do most people agree with that?
Yes, I do.
So
Also, if you were trying this in suits, you'd want to be getting a move on, because if the break is 5-2, you'll never get the third one. They'll be trumping you.
yeah, but what I'm trying to tell you is that 5-2 split only occurs 30% of the time,
Right.
right? It's normally 3-4.
Yeah.
So what the consensus is, we play the ace and see if the queen drops. If the queen doesn't drop, we go back to declarer, play low, and finesse the jack. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
I'm going to have to sit down and think, why don't you play the king a second time? But I'll think about that. We wasted too much. Well, no, we haven't wasted time. It's made us think. The answer to me is all in percentages, which is basis of intuition, Derek.
Correct. I'm convinced that is the better way to play. It gives you a minor statistical.
Yes, that's a theory that is statistically there's a chance that it will work. So why not take it?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Good discussion. Thank you. Good discussion.
Yep.
We got 3 minutes to go. Now, this is the same scenario, but the ace and king are not in the same hand. So this will be the last slide. Back to you guys. I'm not going to show you what I think. We've got the ace and the king in separate hands. We have 6 spades. The opposition have 7. What do we do here? So, Peter, what are you going to do here?
I guess the same thing, Terry. I'd play the king and then finesse through to the jack if necessary.
So say it again.
I would probably lead the king, lead the 2 and take a finesse on the jack if the queen didn't appear.
So you'd play the 2.
But play the king first.
Play the king.
You play
king to the 4.
You're in declarer, which would have a lot of winning cards. You play the king
to the 4.
Then the 2.
And then
take the finesse if the queen didn't appear.
If I was here and I had the queen and I can see dummy, I would play the queen and knock you off the ace and the king. I wouldn't do that. So if I was the queen here in West, I'd say, he's played the king, he's got the ace. I'll forfeit queen, 2 high card points for 7 high card points from him. Don't agree. Any other suggestions?
This one is exactly the same principle as the one we've just discussed.
Right. Explain it again, please, Derek.
You start as declarer, you play your king and you put the 4 on it. So you've done 1 round. There are 4 spades now out.
I wouldn't do this.
Then you do your finesse up to the jack.
But Derek, I'm just being the devil's advocate. If you play the king, and I play the queen, if I'm in West, then you're going to play the ace, aren't you?
No, you don't need to, because
the king is the winner.
You got the jack. King,
of course, I'm wrong. I am absolutely wrong. If you play the king, he's never going to play the queen. He's going to play low West.
Correct.
West will play low, play a low card. and you play the 4, and you've made the king.
Correct.
Then what are you going to do next after that, Derek?
Play the 2 up to the jack. If
So you
put
get
the
back
queen,
into declare a hand.
yeah,
You play
but I'm
the
still in
2.
declare, so this is even
Oh
better.
yeah,
than
you're in
the
declare because the king's won it.
Yep.
You play the 2 through
if
here.
he puts the queen on, I put the ace on, and then the jack's a winner. If he ducks the queen, I put the jack on and try my luck with a finesse.
Yeah, I'm starting to see it. Does everybody agree with that?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, yes.
Yes.
Well, we've gone 30 seconds over time. Great discussion. I enjoyed that immensely, and I'm learning as well. Great
Derek,
discussion.
Thank you, Derek.
Can I
Thanks,
ask a
Derek.
question quickly? Could I ask a
Quick
question
question.
quickly?
Quick.
Yeah. Derek, have you actually got the actually stats on what you're saying there? Are there actually statistics and facts to back it
I
up?
haven't got the actual stats, but intuitively, I'm 100% convinced that you're better off doing it that way.
Okay, all right, that's okay. That's all I wanted to know. Thanks, Derek.
Okay.
Nice to see you, even if it's only on the screen.
Okay. I do apologise that we didn't have any breaks for entertainment. I'm going to repeat it next time. And I do, if any of you want any clips once I get this music, it worked last month. I don't know why it's not working now. Anyone's got any music clips? I mean, I like the Beatles. I like all that sort of stuff. That's a good break for us. So thank you,
Thank
everybody.
you, Terry.
Yeah,
I'm going to
thank
stop
you.
recording.
Thank you.
And a
Thank
great,
you. That was
great
really good.
session.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Terry.
Thank you.
Thanks, Terry. Bye.
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 Bye.